Hey guys, NecoVenture here, and I just want to say sorry for the crude animation, but I was thinking about something. And I was like, oh hey, it's Spooktober, so why not play an old game that I found in my downloads? Let's go. Fair warning, as I edit this video, there's going to be a lot of time bending or whatever, so just slow your video down by half during those moments, and you should be fine. It's just because of the editing software that I'm using, it won't let it go over 60 minutes. Okay, bye. Hey guys, NecoVenture. I'm sure you already saw that intro because I'm making it before I actually play this. So, welcome to home. It's supposed to be a unique horror adventure by Benjamin Rivers. I played it like 3 maybe years ago, and I can't remember a single thing that happened in it. The game will be saved automatically at certain points, however we recommend you put aside an hour and a half and complete home in a single sitting. This game is an hour and a half long. Turn up the sound, turn off the lights. Well, I will do as it says. Lights are off, sound is up. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh my head. Where was I? It was so dark. Oh, this is weird. There's something on my feet. A flashlight. Is this me? Little pixel Jimmy? Yeah, boy. Huh. That house. Where was I? Oh yeah, my lights are actually off though. There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? Is he dead? It's probably... Jesus. It's probably the better question. Anything past here? Oh, there is. I don't know if I'm supposed to be back here. Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. You did it. Oh man, I had to get out of there. The desk had a computer and some papers on it, and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but did I open the drawer? Heck yes. Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. Looks like some kind of... looked like a store of some kind. Why does this look so familiar? Probably because it's glitching all over the place. Oh yeah, he's got a point though. Saying he shouldn't get his fingerprints everywhere. You done it now, fool. Is that cat gonna be there again? No. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. Shook my head and tried to clear it. I know I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. Oh, what is this? A thin gray mouse is stuck in a trap. It looks frantic but exhausted. Do I free it? Yeah, sure, why not? Be nice. Ooh. Collection of rusty tools. These looked like they'd seen a lot of use and were caked in damp smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? Good question. Do they have a shed? Is this me? I mean, I see a small resemblance. I found a photo of a couple. It looks like it had been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Yeah, boy. It depressed smoothly into a wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Oof. Okay. Shelf is full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. Oh, that's terrifying. What was that? Black and white photo. Like the man upstairs and his wife, I guessed. There's no reason for me to keep it. But do I keep it anyway? Sure, why not? Slip the photo into my pocket. Hopefully this would help me find some answers. Whole dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among these dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. It would too for me. I can't stand beer. That's why I'm never going to become an alcoholic. My clothes were dirty and torn, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. My God, what were you doing, lad? The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. Ugh. This door? The bathroom was spotless. Everything had been wiped to sheen. I wonder if it was a man's wife who did the cleaning, or him. There was a photo development tray laying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like treetops. You call this spotless, my guy? This bath does not look spotless at all. Also, my mouth is killing me, so I apologize if I'm not, like, energetic as usual. As I was saying, I got some sort of thing done with my braces, so it's like all... it hurts. The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guessed it led to the kitchen. A switch on the wall appeared and had to unlock the door. I read that right? The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had to find a way out. I must have moved it, right? Sure. I hit the box forward and finally gave. It finally gave. There was a ladder going underground where the box was. A dank smell arose from the passage. Do I climb down the ladder? I don't see why not. I looked again at the photo and found it in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be seen in the same picture. I wondered where my wife was. Or I wondered where the wife was. The lug was in terrible shape, but I had to get out. Maybe it's his wife. Maybe I'm right when I say that. Footprints in the dirt. Looks like more than one and kind of traffic. Or a lot of traffic. Is there anything behind here? Places all over were marked on the old map of the town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. Reading this is kind of hurting my throat. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in the town all over the last few years. Wait, there were photos. Photos of our house. What the heck was that all about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. A work table covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Yeah, you did. I tucked the small handgun into my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. I mean, that's not good about you, or it's not anything good about you. It doesn't say anything good about you. Ah! It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? What did you see? This? Rusted hooks like the kind you'd find in a butcher, hung from the ceiling. They looked pitted and worn from heavy use. The man upstairs. Did he do this? Crudely made shelves. They look. Oh yeah, just like my drawing. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick. Yeah, okay. But I could still see the warnings. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. Blood, maybe? Didn't think about that, maybe? Oh, there's a door. Desk looked old and was caked with grime. On it was a stack of old faded papers covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out and illegible notes were written beside them in a faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Hia, Iv, A, Heel, F O L or ol row. None of it made any sense to me. Oh, is that a skeleton? Yeah. There looked to be bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. The faded clothes that stuck up amongst the dirt looked familiar. They looked like clothes that a woman was wearing in the photo that I found. Was this the man's wife? He just freaking kill her? Oof, her, my bad. Some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wooden rope. It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? Let's hope not. That's pretty brutal. I'm like tense right now. I don't know if there's going to be a jump scare or anything. Some kind of old boxes. Looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the heck were they doing here? There wasn't anyone there. Was I hearing things? I don't know, man, were you? I hear birds. Oh, hi. Kinda figured. Bats, birds, same difference. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. Can I just... yeah, okay. Oh, my controller vibrated. There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Let's just go yes. Maybe that rope would make the broken ladder easier to descend. Someone just got online. Cool. Oh wait. Oh. The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Sure. Ooh, my controller's vibrating. And it's glowing white like frickin' so bright. Okay. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. Oh, well. Okay, never mind. I was supposed to say forget climbing up, but never mind. Oh, hi. That looks like a pumpkin face. Bunch of old newspapers with wheat pasted together. Wait, yeah, okay. Message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. You sure it's a cave-in? Oh, heck nah. I can still feel... I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I pressed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my legs was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At last, I thought, I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it had been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight there. I don't know, man. Are you him? An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there? But it's so high up, that it must have been a sore landing. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet and there was grass smeared within it. I could hear a faint trickling sound, like water. What was that? Exit. Actually, no, I kind of want to check this place out a little bit. A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take it, though, even though I didn't want to touch it? And I say yes. I slipped the knife into my boot since I had the gun in my pocket. Did I really need all this? Amen, self-defense. Oh! Okay. Okay. Door was locked. There's a musty smell from the inside. Oh, that ain't nice. That ain't nice. My armpits are itching. That always happens whenever I get scared. It's just a nervous thing. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. I wasn't sure what those valves are for. Did I turn it anyway? It can be pretty useful sometimes. Crap. Do I go through here maybe? See a dead boy? See a oof boy? Yeah. I'm just turning them all. Oh. 3, 4. Wait. Oh, it tells you. It tells you. Okay. So that one goes on the bottom. Yes. Yes. Okay. 3 and 4. 3 goes here, 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 and then 4 goes here. Right? Am I just being dumb? Make sure this is, yeah. Okay, nothing useful. Still locked. Locked. Can't read what that says, even though I kind of want to. Came from there, so the only way to go is the exit. Oh! So I was supposed to do that anyway. Okay. Turning those valves must have drained the water that was in this room. There was a ladder I could reach. It'd be pretty pathetic if you couldn't reach that, my guy. Looked like the water drained out through that grate in the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Did I take it? Yeah. I pocketed the small key, but it was so odd-shaped. I had no idea what it might open. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Oh, wait! Maybe it goes to that locked room. That was all the way up here. Ooh, maybe. Door's locked. Dang it. Okay, well, I just wasted my time. Might as well cut this from the video, because started.
Safety Pro Star had definitely seen some better days. How old was that facility? If I could speak, I could probably answer that question. See faintly within. I feel like there's gonna be a jump scare. Ooh, I found another dead body. A sewer worker. By the wounds all over her face and body, I figured... Wait. All over his face and body. I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. There was a key ring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Sure. Thought about the knife I found some disgusting... Wait. I thought about the knife I found with some disgust, and I carefully picked up the keys from his pocket. I was almost worried he was going to grab me. I don't blame him, man. There's a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what happened. So can I go back? I used the key ring to unlock the door. Oh, the shelf's full of security tapes. The shelf full of security tapes is strictly organized. They're covered in dust. Might have been old if they're even VHS still. Odd. One of the tapes is missing. The security desk was dusty and there was a dirty coffee cup there. The VCR looked like it still worked. Okay, so then use it. You want to see what happened, so then watch what happened. And also, it might be up here.
I'll just cut to me being already up. Locked room, here I come. I tried a bunch of the keys on the keyring and I found the one of the sewer worker, and one of them seemed to fit. I knew it. Oh wow. Collection of stale liquor bottles covered on the floor. The wall was littered with dozens of old faded papers. Whoever did this was obsessed with some local murder. According to some of the clippings, bodies have been found in the ravines, in the forest, and in one case, dumped in the back of an abandoned truck. I couldn't be sure, but I thought of some of the same articles that have been pasted out back in those tunnels. The data receipt was half trampled on the floor. It was from a local train station. It was for 2 tickets. I didn't know what use it could be, but did I keep the receipt? Yeah. I neatly folded the soiled receipt and slipped it into my front pocket. It's all staticky. Anything? Okay. Nice. He says, kind of half scared. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, there's a jump scare. Something told me not to cut it. Something told me not to cut it, and that's what it was. Oh my god. Okay. I could smell a hint of fresh air here. I was close to the exit. I was anxious to leave, especially after seeing what I had. But was there more? You better believe it. This must have been the other end of that ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past the flooded room with this. You're telling me I could have probably just forgotten all the valves and just gone through there? The weight of the arsenal I had collected only aggravated the injury to my leg as I slowly climbed up the ladder. Who hid all those newspaper clippings anyway in that locked room? Away in that locked room. So them to the top, I found a latch I couldn't see and cranked it open with my one free hand. I pushed open the heavy lid above me, and suddenly I smelled the clear scent of what seemed to be a forest, or what seemed like a forest.
Okay. My heart is still beating from that. That's terrifying. There's a ladder. No ladder leading up to the ancient water tower. Ladder needs to be extended so I can climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Yeah, sure. Pop the latch and drop the ladder down. Is there anything over here, though? Sounds like Minecraft. Tried a little key I fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved up the rusty door. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of the increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. God, I can't speak. And also your footsteps. What are you wearing, heels? My God. Still right. Old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to the old train station. As I looked, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had a similar location marked. And the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower, and even the train yard. What was he doing?
Back here. We'll just go back here. Oh. The old train was ripped open and hanging from a shred of metal, as well as the broken fence was dark stained patch of cloth. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train's shell, I could see a few faint impacts, like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shot in there? The ground was well worn, though I could hardly make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun I realized I was touching the gun I had found, as I thought. Oh, did he do it? Also, Minecraft footsteps. Do I want to go up the water tower? Is that what it's telling me to do? An old ticket booth that looked fairly ruined. Inside the ticket window were sheets of paper and... Wait, what were these? Train receipts? I thought the receipt I had picked up might match these, but of course not. The station had been closed for years. The ticket must have been for the newer station that opened up on the other side of town, after this one was abandoned. However, I noticed a series of fresher looking paper covered in tiny notes, scribbles, and diagrams. Trophy earned escape route. Yeah, boy. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be going the other way. Right? No. Right? Okay, yeah. Then it's this way. Nope, it's still this way. Oh, wait. must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in the tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here, the sign pointed out the various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. I want to go up the water tower, and I don't want to keep hearing that 24/7. Here it is. That's a lot of bats. Whoa. In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Do I take it? Yeah, sure. I slid the filthy wallet into my back pocket. I noticed it didn't contain any sort of gun permit. In fact, it didn't contain any cards or ID of any kind. I thought I should cover my credit card and driver's license at least. You're concerned about that, my guy? Oh. From the railing I could see over the woods and down to the entrance of the sewers. Had I come through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. Is that it? Just a wallet? And a little monologue? Oh, those be eyes. Okay. I am being watched. Sweet. Okay, yeah, I was through this way, was the forest. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Two entrances. Let's go through here. Trampled into the dirt and grass was plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Yeah, I'll take it back. Pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license.
Still. I can see it, I wonder if I can find my way around. I'll try to find your license first, man. My controller vibrated and I heard some shuffling. There's a fire pit there, still a bit warm, and a few embers still burn at the bottom. Two folding camping chairs were knocked over, or on the ground. One was knocked over, there were a couple cans of beer spilled on the ground. Chute dome, tent slid, slept two people. I shone my flashlight inside, and I could see some bedrolls, two backpacks, and a cooler. 3. Let's go through here. I keep feeling those vibrations. There's some personal affection back. There's another. So the cheap dollar store notebook was.
Page after warm page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The notice page contained several names: Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Rachel? Her name was the last one on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but the marks looked older and more faded.
See my killing spree? Let's go through the second one. Oh, wait. First one is. It's getting intense. Oh, hello. No. Don't something. No. The grimy sink had a smell passionate that looked almost clean. A musty wooden plank propped up on the stall door. It didn't really seem useful. Do I bother to take it? Sure. I wasn't sure why, but I took the plank. So does he, like, am I actually, like, okay, let me try to phrase this. Because the way I'm trying to phrase it is, am I actually controlling him? But I mean that almost like a psychological sense.
That's there. I want to go here. I'm trying to find my... Oh, well. I'd finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Where's my driver's license, though? Yeah, that's fine. Exit. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me would lead. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned their site? Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was less dense. Wait. I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? Jump scare? Is that what's ahead? That door opening is scary enough. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a mechanist for all those years. Mechanist? Something. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times are better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Ooh, 2 ways. I'll go through here. It's a school, I think. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snapping off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. The door was locked tight, seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. What if I just say a big no, and just walk out through this little hole? Oh. I found the body of a security guard, just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight his? Yeah, I think he did it. AFR. Alright then. Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. First my wallet and now this. Did I retrieve my watch? Yes. The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyway. Gotcha. Okay, all that was in there was my watch apparently, so I have to go through here. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Okay, let's go through here. Door was locked, an electronic box under the handle, a sign was passed to the door that said danger closed for repairs.
So I gotta go upstairs then. Cool. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed an old bulletin board on the wall. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. The board contained yellow clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes too, and from the guys that worked there. One of them was to Norman, who was always one of the older guys on the line. I'll just take that. So I just... There we go. Ah! The open lock was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old books. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. Yeah, push it. That noise is shut tight. There's a rusty looking card slot inside. Dang it. Rest of it's upstairs, I'm assuming. Oh, doors had been hastily boarded up. What even happened? Like, it's like an apocalypse right now. This is Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. Oh wait, it tells you. Utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There's a claw hammer on the shelf, yeah. Stuck the hammer, I noticed it was as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Ooh. Very spooky. Locker was a complete mess. At the bottom there was a magnetic card, yes. Another one. There we go. I need one more. I feel like the hammer can get me through this little door here, though. Maybe. Do I really want to see the other side of it, though? No, I don't, but...
I struck with the hammer. The old wooded boards came apart easily. After I had removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. This was my locker. There in the factory. The stink of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looks like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. There was a mist of empty booze bottles. I wondered if the man in the house had something to do with this. He shared a lot of alcohol at his place. No kidding. It's right here. There were 5 of them, right? Or 6. Either way, it's probably behind this little door. Did I use a key card? Yes. I slid the card through the old reader and turned the handle. Oh. There's some kind of ventilation hatch here. It looks like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see the other option. Just jump. Oh man, my leg hurt like heck. I'm trying not to swear. I feel like I'm slower. Been scratched out heavily and it was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Yeah. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was need to. Just don't. Drinking. Need. Norman. Who is Norman writing to? Probably me. Stepped out of the factory, glad to be rid of this smell in his memories. I couldn't stop thinking about that room with the bottles in it. Was that guard I found outside really drinking up there? What about Norman? And who had rooted through all these lockers? I couldn't tell where I was as I looked around, but I figured I needed to get to a road, get my bearings. Maybe Norman could help. The store wasn't that far from the turnoff to the factory, if I remembered correctly. Yeah, get Norman. He's totally not dead. $60. I think. It's either that or Bo.
The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food in slick black bags. I saw a thin grayish corner poking out from under the bags. It was my driver's license. It was damaged. I took it back, yes. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It was pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I took the card in my wallet next to my credit card. Yeah. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Oh, my controller changed colors. How long has it been this color? It's now pink instead of white. I entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was awfully quiet except for the faint sound of the television. Norman? Hey, buddy. It's just me. Coming in to say hi. Hope you don't mind. Oh, blood. This was a good sign. What was this? Looks like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wonder where it led. Did I pull the chain? Go for it. I gotta change single plug and simply folding ladder to the attic top down.
No, Norman! Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker, and one of the few friends that I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. Looks like he had been shot trying to get up. His eyes were so wide with shock. Norman, you deserve better than this. Be respectful, man. Close his eyes. That shouldn't even be an option. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think any more about what was going on. Quickly, I closed Norman's eyes. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. I'm gonna go to the attic. Is that what I think it is? Nah, probably not. There's a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Sure. Inside the old cardboard box was piles of clothes, photos, and even shoes. I looked closer and I realized they were Rachel's. What were you doing here, Rachel? Were you responsible for the poor Norman downstairs? No, that would probably be me. What I'm getting out of this is Rachel cheated. I got mad and I flew into a fit of rage, killing Norman, who she was cheating on. Wait, who was my girlfriend's boyfriend, if that makes sense. So this guy was basically helping Rachel cheat, and then I got pissed off at Rachel, killed him, and then killed her? Maybe? That's what I'm putting together anyway. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough. There were water rings from the 2 cups still down there in the wood. I don't know if I even read it right. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Go for it. Found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Why? I don't know. Why would you steal a hairpin from a trash can? With like rotting food and stuff like that. See what's in here. I wasn't entirely surprised to find this there. It was one of Rachel's old fall coats. I always wondered what happened to it. How long had it been there? Yep, definitely cheating. Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't even think were legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, What the heck was I doing? Or what the heck was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? Well, I have a knife now, so sure. I carefully pushed the piece back into place and felt a great burden lifted. Trophy earned a close call. Yeah! So I found out Norman's dead. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. But at least I got the lock open. The general store was small, but it was clean. I'm getting YouTube notifications. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. I'm getting a feeling that my little boy here is a murderer. The icebox seemed to have been unplugged. It must have been out for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. I don't know, man. It looked in pretty decent shape. It had been weeks since I had seen Norman, and finding him that way left me cold. Thinking of him slumped out against that chair only cemented my reassurance in getting rid of that gun. It looked like someone had taken that piece from his store, but why was it in those tunnels? As I stepped outside, I recalled the dusty old box of clothes in Norman's attic. I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers. That scared the living crap out of me. But I was close to home. Oh, I'm kind of making a video, and it's a horror game, and I just hear something like in the background of your mic, I guess. So I thought it was this game. Anyway, FR is here, so yeah, say hi to him.
Greetings.
But I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. This is more or less a story-based horror game, and I have no idea what's going on, but I have somewhat of an idea. Why are there 3 just doors? 4 of them. Am I going in a loop? No, okay.
Probably.
They're just 4 doors, all looking the same. I had the wrong gate, this one was locked. La-di-da-dum. Okay, there we go. That was a long tunnel. Okay, it was locked tight. This wasn't my house. Oh, I'm traveling back to my place. Neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sitting out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? I don't know, FR. Do I look at the letter? I'll take that silence as a yes. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no returning address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband, and you're his friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him. Norman. So don't you think he can hold that back against me? Don't you think he can hold that against me? Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not so sure. I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. I knew it. If that's Rachel's note, then I think I know what's going on. Oh, 3rd one again. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me some terrible sense of foreboding, and it showed me through my clothes. I was This is why I hate English. Expectant, but also afraid. It took me 4 attempts to say expectant. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. Of course it was. I remembered having breakfast here on this table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? Oh, it's red now. Oh. I don't know what that's supposed to indicate, but the door to the basement was the door to the basement. It was locked. Where did I put the key? There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had it been away, or how long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked us up? Most of the contents were bills, but there was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Sure, why not? I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. The heck? The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out, though I still need to see if Rachel is here. She's dead. I almost guarantee. Please don't tell me it's the way that she died, or that I'm like thinking though. Because I'm thinking it was something not murder related, if you know what I'm saying. I found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared. Hold up. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Complete your wallet. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Because she done drove here and stole an identity. Anyway, because she done cheated on you, boy. Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterwards, but by then it was too late. I really don't want to find Rachel, like, you know, oofed. Fashion keyhole underneath the handle. I don't want to find her oofed in the way that I think she got oofed, but at the same time I would not doubt it. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered on the floor. Okay. My laptop had been left on, and only a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer on my desk. Take it. I pocketed the key. Also, FR just completely went silent, so... Okay. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps was always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. Man, I love bathtubs like that, though. Honestly, just taking a bath in those makes you feel so, you know? Wait, what? I got the key, though. Did I go this way? No, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Yes. Inside Rachel's suitcase was a few days worth of clothes, some personal effects, and a train ticket. As I stared at the ticket, I could feel myself flush with anger and resentment. The date and time matched the receipt I had found. Rachel, why? Were you really going to run away with Norman? Was I really such a monster? Yeah. The books were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. 'Cause he's you! I think. I already was in here, wasn't I? Yeah. Please don't be oofed in the way that I think you're oofed. That stuck door. Was I already back here? I don't know. was. Yeah, I was, okay.
Alright, I think I just have to go outside. Front door's locked, I can go out. Oh, I think, yeah, I locked the basement door. I don't want to find it, Old Christmas decorations in the box. Garbage bags are stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There's a dirty old key here. I took the key, yeah. I know what it unlocks. I put up this divider wall last summer so I could create a separate room in the basement. I didn't finish the guess, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. I have a wooden board. Ah, God. I don't want to know. The grimy key I found in the basement unlocked the door. It looks like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did someone break in here? There's an old crowbar on the floor. Yes, just take it. Oh, okay. Still not meaning that she didn't get ooped.
The way that I'm thinking, but it's at least some sort of knowledge. I break through the wall, do it. Smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Is Rachel down here? Was she okay? Nah. I feel like... Don't look. A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I had come this far. All the searching after all I seen, when I looked through the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? If I say no, would it be something else? I'll just say yes. Why you gotta go into first person though? Oh no. My hands trembled as I pulled back the layer of the cloth. There at the center, under all the dirt and mess, was my beloved, my Rachel. Her arms were bruised all over and slashed repeatedly. Her clothes were ripped and torn, and even through all that sickening blood, it was obvious she had been stabbed to death. The knife I had carried all this way was suddenly seemed like a poison. What happened to Rachel? Who did this to you? I thought about all I had seen, and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly, exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Here's my wallet with its contents. Maybe I was sleepwalking, or maybe someone stole it from me. From the store that forced the water tower. Was I at those places before? Yeah. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? Grab your wallet. Wait, there. That was decided. Ah, boy. This was the old photo that of the man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in the house. I recalled the faded remains I had found deep underneath this house. What had he done there? Well, what I think it was the man involved in this whole mess somehow? The man is you, maybe. Oh, my controller's green now. Definitely. Those tunnels and odd tools in his house and the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. Alright. Time to go out my front door. That's not my front door. This letter I had taken from the post box. Didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried what Norman might do. No. Norman may have betrayed me, but I didn't think he'd be capable of that. I hated him. I hated him so much, but I couldn't blame him for what happened to my wife. No.
would it really be over? So did I leave the house forever? Do it. Living in this town had been easy. The plant had helped me in some ways stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that's when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had memorizing piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. That's where I had to try to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. Get yell at a girl that can do that. Or a guy, if I have any female viewers. So I had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was the final act for a long-standing horror I'd been living. God, I can't speak today. Waking up in the house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man had found it in that. And the man I had found in that house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? I started seeing that there were way too many things. Wait. Let me reread this. Could he have killed Rachel? I started seeing that there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. There we go. And what was hidden within those sewers I found? The tunnel to the man's house obviously led me there. But was there something I missed? I had so many concepts in my wall scattered throughout town. Why the heck had I been out there? Am I sleepwalking down to some new extreme? I thought that I couldn't account for my own whereabouts. But I knew I had been to that forest and even Norman's place. Well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things. Hopefully I thought I would cover my tracks so I wouldn't be blamed for all this. But you did it! Deep within those woods, though, was where things became truly awful. Finding that notebook only made things worse. Rachel's name had been on that list, so what terrible plot was she a part of? There's a similar list of names on that desk back in the tunnels. What was the connection? It was clear at least that Norman had been going back to that old plant. Maybe he was the one who boarded up that locker room, who had been drinking up there in that secret hiding place. So when he killed that guard then? He must have. Maybe he just found out, or the guard had caught him on patrol. Norman. Why? After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's store. But all I found out were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's why I should have seen this coming. Norman, what were you up to? What were you and Rachel up to? It was obvious things were more complicated than I ever imagined. How long had you been going behind my back? More importantly, why Norman? Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you too. Because it was you. As in you, me. Me. I was the one who killed her. And you, Norman. Am I going crazy? Probably. Maybe they knew about what you were up to. I would never know peace, Norman. Despite your transgressions, a part of me really did hope that you would. But I marched through the rain towards home. I desperately clung to the hope that this would all end. And then, I guess in a way it did. How could I have known how hopeless it all was? I started to feel disoriented when I sleepwalked, to think of it now. I guess I should have known from the terrible silence that greeted me when I first stepped into our house and stood there in the kitchen. There was no sign of the television, radio, even the air was still. But to see Rachel lying there, ruined and discarded in the basement, that was a horror I could never have imagined. I didn't know if I'd ever find the answers that I craved, but I knew that somehow, that other man I found was responsible for all this. If not directly, he must have had a hand in Rachel's death. So what was I doing in that dang house of his? I found out, I killed him. My condition made it difficult to know. Memories and time frames were always a mess, and I can never be sure. Knowing that man was dead, though, was a cold comfort. My life was gone, and no matter what happened to me now, I was lost forever. That's a lot of text. What's going on? Just swung the door open and stepped out into the air. I caught a sniff of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife, just thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from the head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and given beneath my feet. I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but the urge that I should run. Oh. And my controller's back to white. I hope you all liked my, narration. Yeah, thanks to all these people. This is actually a really awesome game. I personally liked it. I wanted to put it all into one episode. Mostly because it's more or less a short game. As you saw, it was only an hour and a half long. Home is dedicated to my wife, Nancy. Watch her back. Lights back on. The end. Well. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for content hopefully better than this. And I'll see everyone in the next video. Peace out.